what are these? Front sway bar leads, rear sway bar leads, more super sweet stickers. Ooh, I put one on the cabinet over there. So these are the rears. Beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, yeah, we have the centric lockout kit this is for the S13 180. I was gonna order one for the Z too, but that'll be when we work on it a little bit more. So this is like $40 for these bolts and washers, but worth it. That should keep our suspension tight and in line where we want it. So over here, this little box, this kind of goes with the next pile of boxes that we have. And I'll lose weight. They're nothing special, but it just kind of goes with that stuff. So you're like, okay, we got all new suspension arms. We've got all new tie rod ends and ball joints and wheel spacers. But what coilovers did you go with? So I bet you can kind of guess from the theme of how this is going. I was originally going to get, Hot Boy BC coilovers. They're in my cart. We're Black Friday shopping. They just didn't go on sale when everything else did. And so I was looking at these guys, and so the ISR coilovers were what, $800, $799, and the BC Racing coilovers were like $999, $1,000. I was like, all right, I'm gonna buy those, but I'm just gonna wait for them to go on sale. I'll just order everything. They just didn't go on sale for a minute after Black Friday. I think they finally went on sale it felt like Saturday night. Black Friday was Thursday. I think I ordered everything like Thursday at midnight. So what did go on sale was the ISR ones. So the ISR ones dropped down like another $100. So they were like $699, and the BC ones were still at like $1,000. And I was like, geez, they're not that far off in price to begin with. The BC ones are about $1,000, and then the ISR ones are like $800. So they're pretty close. So I was like, is there really a $200 difference? Or is it just the name? Let's find out. And then when it dropped another $100, so I was going to order the BC ones. It was all good. They were there. But then I saw that the ISR ones went on sale. So it was a $300 difference. And I was like, that's a lot. And I think these are going to be pretty similar overall. So I'm going to save my $300, and I went with the ISR ones. Now, hopefully I don't regret that. I don't see why not. They're a pretty big brand. So here's the ISR coilovers. This is the rear. It's got the same dampening adjustment. Looks great. Overall construction looks really nice. So we will see. Thing feels good. Got our height adjustment here. We'll see how good these do, if I have any complaints. But just when they went on sale, and there's $300, and they're pretty close to start with, and then when they went on sale for $300 cheaper, then I think it ended up being $250 because the BC ones went on sale. I think it was like $50 off, so it was like $950, which is all. It's good. It's great still. I would have went with those if these ones just didn't go on a little bit more sale, and they were so close to start with. So, like, we ordered a ton of stuff. It was a ton of money. We saved a ton of money. Everything was on sale, so that was awesome. So those are those. I'm excited to put those on. It's going to feel totally different. Let's pull out the front as well. And I haven't really even pulled these out of the box since we got them. I think I pulled that one out once to show somebody. I haven't pulled out the front one yet. So here's the front one.
It's got your camber plate up top, adjustable. You've got your dampening there, height adjustment here. Yeah, everything looks, ooh, there's your little sticker. Everything looks great. So honestly, I don't think I'm going to regret not getting those other ones. And we still might get them. The Z-Car, I bought that. It has Raceland coilovers, which are, you know, they're pretty decent for the price. $500, $450, whatever they are. But maybe we'll get BCs for that and check it out on next Black Friday when we go do some more damage. But for right now, this, well, we can always upgrade this later, and I don't know, I might buy another 240 if the wife lets me, or not, and we can always just throw more parts at it. If these break and end up being like super crappy, super terrible, we'll just order these other ones and we'll know. But I really think that they're going to be quite comparable, and $300 savings is a lot on something that started out pretty close to the same price. Yeah, what's on the car, their suspension is Time, the green, whatever the green company, they used to be like the OG coilovers back in the mid-2000s. Lowering springs, and then KYB, yeah, GR2 struts all the way around, those lowering springs all the way around, teen, however you say it. We'll just say teen lowering springs and KYB struts all the way around. Sits a lot higher than I'd like, so we'll be able to get low on this and then adjust everything to make sure our suspension is nice and flush when it's low with all the arms. So there is that. Oh yeah, we have one more suspension. We got those new in links. So where's the sway bar? So ISR sway bar. I'm gonna put this box on the ground. So here's the front sway bar. Now the front sway bar that's on this car right now is the factory one. So it's 30 years old and it's time to be replaced. This guy is awesome. I love this color. I don't know if you can see that. But it should look pretty sick underneath the car. All new suspension, bit of cleaned up. Got some painted parts. Here's the rear. Same deal with that gold color. But this order ended up being all new suspension, so that's it. The moral of the story is just buy new parts. Because sometimes people sell you the wrong parts because they probably bought the wrong parts, and then especially if you're young, you try to save money and you just end up spending more money because you bought some crap off somebody else that bought something from somebody else that they didn't know what they were buying. You didn't know what you're buying, and now you're stuck with that. So we know what these go to. They're going to be awesome. Moral of the story is spend your money and get the good stuff. So on the front sway bar that's on that car right now, it is flaking off with rust. Like I said, it's 30 years old, so time to be replaced. And that's just part of it. Hopefully we just get everything replaced. It's good to go. Let's look at the stack of wheels and tires we have over here. is what we went with. I originally, when we were first prepping the car for paint, back in November, remember like it was yesterday, I thought the red was going to be a little bit lighter, thought the red was going to be a little bit lighter, like a candy apple type red, just something like that. Well, it turned out to be a lot darker than I thought, which I love. I absolutely love it because it's something you don't see as much. But I was going to get this wheel in a white, and then once we got it all painted and we were looking at it, the wheels I did have on it, which you can probably see right there, because it's still on, they're black. And I was like, wow, the black and that color red, which is called paprika orange, which might be an orange color, the black looks amazing on there. So what if we got this same wheel, but in black, because I think that would look way better than white with this color scheme. So that's what we did. So these are 9.5 wide, plus 22 on the offset all the way around, plus 22, 9.5 wide, 18. So that is it's a square setup. So same in the front and the rear. And then the tires are 225/40 on 18. Federal for something, FD2. They look pretty sweet. The tread pattern looks sweet. I was looking through the tires. Everybody has those Federal Super Steels. The Z car has them. I was kind of tired of seeing them. I wanted something different. I almost got, what was it? The other one, a Nitto one, but they said that was more of an all season, and this one was a little bit more performance oriented. So I went with this one just to see what's up. See how it works out. I'm pretty excited to get these on. This is the first actual set of brand new wheels that I've ever had. So I was super excited to get these in the shipment. They came on a pallet, saran wrapped, all in them. We got these from Shipment Industries. First time I went on that website, I was like, what is going on right now? All these pictures of cars. Basically, what am I looking for? I'm trying to see something, and everyone's been on there. The car gallery is a little bit more people showing off their cars than actual fitment, but you can kind of see what their wheel size is, and at least you can read the specs and see that somebody else did it and what it kind of looks like. And that was the first time I was on there, and I went on there and back. Spent a ton of time going back, looking, and finally kind of got a little bit more used to how that site was streamlined, and it's actually super awesome. At first I was confused. I couldn't figure out, those pictures aren't the best on some of them, so you can't see exactly what the fitment's going to look like, but after spending a little bit of time digging on there and reading the specs and stuff, I got the information I need, and I think it's actually awesome. I think it's super great. It's a wealth of information. I wish some people would take better pictures of their car for the fitment tire and not necessarily like, oh, look at my car, and I totally understand. That's how it is. But it's helpful. The specs are helpful. You can kind of see what's going on and see what their suspension setup is and wheel spacers and all that stuff, and even over fenders. So it gives you a great idea. It has a wealth of information, and I highly recommend them. The prices are phenomenal for what you get. Shipped, mountain balanced, and shipped to your house, and the shipment packaging, superb. So that's where we got these from. Probably gonna order some wheels for the Z car from them too, because why wouldn't you? They're awesome. So I'm sure everybody's you're checking them out. You already know about them. So that's what we got. I think they look sick. I did put one on the front because I couldn't wait any longer. Once we passed the emissions, I was like, I'm going to celebrate a little bit. I'm going to throw this one on the front. So it looks awesome. I'm super excited. So now we're going to change all the suspension components and put these bad boys on there. So next, so the exhaust that's on this car right now, on the 180, is an eBay special exhaust. Bought it years and years and years ago. It's kind of cool. I guess the style is called, I don't know, I remember maybe N1, kind of just, instead of the exhaust coming right out the back, it kicks out a little bit and comes out, and that's what we put on here. I had some cool JDM exhaust straight from Japan, but I decided I needed the one that kind of kicked out to the side a little bit. So we got it, ordered it from eBay years ago, 10 plus years ago probably. So we have it on the car. It's loud, it's deep, it's really deep. You can like feel it inside. It's a little too much for 4-cylinder turbo. I don't think it needs to be that loud. So when we ordered parts, we've been looking at exhaust for this car, and I wanted something nicer, but it doesn't have to be crazy nicer. But so we're getting all new exhaust. So we already put the catalytic converter in. I got a new one. Put it in, pass emissions, all that good stuff. So we also got a new downpipe, stainless steel downpipe. It's got a flex tube on there, and that's kind of what caught my attention because the Z car has 2 flex tubes on it on the Y pipe. This was making some exhaust noise, like a rattle, and I thought it was the exhaust banging around on the frame, but it turns out it was the old catalytic converter that was on the car. I don't know if it was technically a high flow cat, but the element inside got knocked loose and it was just a ball. And so it would just rattle around in there. It sounded awful. It was terrible. So that was probably one reason I hated the exhaust that was on this car. And once we got it on the lift and started working on it, got it all painted, I was starting to snoop around down in the exhaust to find out exactly what was going on. Turns out it was that cat. We replaced the cat with a nice, quote unquote, real cat that isn't just a ball and it's not going to get knocked loose. So happy with that. But what I did get is I got this because of the flex pipe. So I figured instead of just having some give. So we'll put it on there and see. And that's really nice and shiny too. From Manzo. So we'll see. 3-inch downpipe. You know, nothing special. But flex pipe is special. So the only thing is it's stainless steel, and I need to get a bung welded in for the wideband. I can't weld stainless steel in my garage. I don't have a welder for that. So I need to find someone that can do that for me. But other than that, the one that's on there right now is just regular steel, so welding that's not a problem. So new gaskets, this actually goes to the cat. New gaskets for that. New gaskets and hardware, this came with the downpipe. Throw that back in there, keep it nice and shiny. Now we'll look at these little boxes real quick. So these little boxes are just, they're ISR exhaust hangers. Because the exhaust hangers on this car, you guessed it, they're 30 years old, and I don't even want to mess with that. So Black Friday sale, these are on sale. They were probably like 4 or 2 or something dumb. They were probably cheap, so why wouldn't you just get all new ones? So that's that. So the next part, I'm sure you can guess, I've been working the way back on the exhaust, and I'm crying about the one that's on there right now, and it's too loud, and it's blah, 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 whatever. So the next is the exhaust. So I'm sure you've seen in the other videos, we've had this pile of parts in the garage, pushing them around. On the cart, there's a big old box that says HKS. So I did get the HKS high power exhaust for the 240. I am excited. Brand new exhaust, that's not eBay, and it's not super duper expensive. So boom, here it is. So I like HKS stuff. I think it's really nice. It's a Japanese JDM brand that is known for putting out power. Now, recently I was looking up some stuff on HKS, and it was getting like some bad reviews on Google. People are saying bad stuff. Well, what they were doing is, if you go on eBay right now, there's a ton of knockoff HKS stuff. The knockoff fuel, air filters, blow-off valves, all that stuff. So I think people are getting that confused with the actual brand and what that name actually carries. And some people probably don't even know the real stuff. All they know is the stuff they've seen on the knockoff stuff. So, which is unfortunate. But that's kind of happened, I've noticed in the last, I don't know. That's probably been over the last 10 years that's kind of happened. But I love their stuff. They're real, they get the authentic stuff. I mean, they're a race car company, so they tune all their stuff. This thing's gonna look gorgeous. HKSI power. Now I'm glad this didn't cost a ton of money. Very reasonable. For one, there's a ton of parts for this car. This platform has a lot of parts, which is nice because a lot of people modding it makes the parts more affordable. These are a little bit more mass produced, so they're not super obscure. And the car's 30 years old, so they have a lot of time for development for all this stuff. It's not like a new car making performance parts. They've been selling for years and years, excuse me. So I think this looks great. I don't care that the back part isn't shiny because guess what? You're not looking underneath the car. The muffler looks amazing. The welding all looks great. And the price was phenomenal. I can't believe that you can get a nice high quality name brand exhaust for under $500 for the, well, I mean, you can get a bunch, there's a whole bunch under $500 for the 240, but that's because, like I said, they've been developing these parts for years, sell a whole bunch of them, able to, spread that cost around instead of some niche market stuff that's hard to find, which, so the packing on this box for this exhaust is awesome. For these big exhaust pieces, they did good. It's got a resonator in here to help keep it quiet. We'll make enough power. I'm not worried about any type of restriction. This will still allow a ton of flow, ton of power, and hopefully just keep it somewhat quiet. It doesn't have to be super loud. So we will test the sound on this versus what's on there now. And then I don't know if we'll dyno it versus what's on there now with this. Because I don't think we're going to get to the dyno. Okay, I know we're not going to get to the dyno before I put this exhaust on, but we will do some sound testing on it and probably go to the dyno after this exhaust is on it, and probably some other parts that we don't have yet. So we won't ever know. But you want to buy eBay special exhaust, go for it. So yeah, I think that's all the boxes for today. I have some interior stuff. I got some new tools. Might do something on that. I'm actually pretty surprisingly happy with some of them I bought, and for the price. And then some cool interior for this car, but I figure we'll go through all of this and then we can worry about the interior later. So I'm gonna cut it now because this has went on for a long time. We have a lot of stuff, more than I thought. And we can start pulling this apart and putting it on. I think we're gonna start with the front of the car and we'll work back from there. So thank you everybody for watching. You know what to do. Thumbs up, like, notification, subscribe. If you want to see more of this, I really want to do testing stuff. So let me know, like, hey, blah, 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 whatever testing stuff. I have a S13 and a 350, so we're going to test some exhaust to start with. Then we'll test some other stuff. So let me know what you want to see. Other than that, thank you so much. We'll get to work, and I'll see you on the next one.